Hey guys, Migs here, and today we are finally back with the RM125, and as you guys know, it has been a week since I've uploaded, and that is because the weather has been awful lately. There's even been some tornadoes in some spots from the same storm, but luckily it's kind of clear right now, and tomorrow's clear, so that's good. And also, besides the storms, I was also held up because, as you guys know, I was bringing the carburetor to a shop to get a whole bunch of new parts on it and everything like that, and that took about almost 2 weeks. It was supposed to be a couple days, but it's finally back. I just picked it up a couple hours ago, and it's looking much better. They put it through an ultrasonic cleaner, and all the new parts are inside, so this thing should be working perfectly. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be putting that on in today's video, along with putting on the gas tank, fueling it up, and see if this thing will fire up. Last video, it did start off starter fluid, which I know a bunch of you guys were saying not to use starter fluid, but for testing purposes, you could use it just to run it once. It really isn't gonna hurt anything. But yeah, we're gonna throw this on, and I don't have a lot of daylight left, but we're just gonna do as much as we can tonight. Then worst comes to worst, we'll just go back tomorrow and finish it up. So hopefully by the end of this video, she'll be running and maybe driving if we get lucky. But let's get to work. Right now, I just have a rag in the reeds, just so no particles of dirt or anything gets down there. But most of the time, sometimes you get lucky. Putting on carburetors, it's sometimes really hard to keep the boot in with the carburetor when you slide it into the engine. I'm gonna try and put on the boot first and then putting it into the engine. Just make sure that that the boot doesn't slide off, because a lot of times they just make it such tight of a clearance to get them both on. We should be fine to put it on, but I'm just take out this rag quick. Let's get this carburetor on for the first time in 5 months. Carburetor is on nice and snug on both sides. I also hooked up the throttle. As you can see, the cover's on and everything. Right there you can see the cover. It's all hooked up, so I can't wait to go. So it is almost time to get this thing fired up. So what I want to do is check inside of the gas tank, make sure it's nice and clean. It actually looks pretty dang clean. I don't see any specks. All right, so that thing looks mint. So we're just gonna put in our fuel oil mixture, hook it up to the carb. So now what I'm doing is just topping off the antifreeze and make sure that we don't have any leaks or anything coming from any of the hoses or connections down below or up above or anywhere. So fill up the radiators and make sure that we're all good to go. Antifreeze is a little bit overflowed, but I'm sure it'll go down once the engine starts up for the first time. So I just put this on, hopefully it does it. Yep, I figured that would happen. Tighten that down. We don't want that getting hot and then shooting out the cover. Okay, all good. So guys, we were actually back here the next day. I just ran out of daylight yesterday, but we're back with the RM, and today is the day that we will see if this thing will fire up and stay running. So all we have to do is hook up the gas tank, put some fuel in her, and then see if it'll fire up. So I'm just gonna throw on the gas tank just for now, because I'm gonna be doing everything cosmetically as a surprise for you guys, just to keep it a little exciting at the end, so I could do like a cool montage. Wow, boy, it's pretty windy. And you guys could maybe stay wondering what colors you think it'll be. Actually, comment down below what colors you think the RM is gonna be. And also, if you guys were wondering what type of tranny oil I put in this stuff. And I hear this stuff is pretty good, so should work good. I got 2 of them because I want to do an oil change right after it runs, because I'm thinking it's going to run because it ran on starter fluid. So hook up this gas tank and fuel it up. Fuel line is connected to the carb. Here we go, the first fuel up. I gotta say, the nerves are getting pretty big right now. After all this time, we're finally down to this. Will it run? I'm just gonna pour it using the mixture cup. Obviously, there's no I didn't put in any excess oil. This is straight from the gas can. It's just way easier than those stupid nozzles. Yeah, it's just way easier. These nozzles are so confusing to use, because I push down on this lever and nothing ever comes out. So I don't know, maybe we'll just do this for now, but we should definitely have enough. I've been going back and forth. Yeah, maybe a couple more trips with the mixture cup, and we should be good to go. So there definitely should be enough in there to run it. So we're gonna turn on the fuel First time the new carb has fuel in it. Hopefully it doesn't leak out how it did. That would honestly suck. All right, so we're looking good. Now it is finally time. And one more thing, if you guys are wondering why that fuel wasn't blue, because I feel like I'm just gonna get questions why it wasn't blue. The oil, oh God, no way. It's leaking out of the same spot. No way, don't tell me this is gonna happen. Oh geez, I gotta wipe this up. It is actually leaking out of the same exact spot with brand new internals. Literally everything inside is brand new. It's still leaking. I'm gonna try and hit it with the hammer a couple times or just the end of the screwdriver because maybe the float was just stuck. And maybe I'll just turn it on one more time and see what happens. Man, this sucks. I hope this fixes it. So it is still leaking out of that same spot. So this is insane. I'm still gonna run it because I mean the bowl is obviously full. And every once in a while, if it does fire up, I'll just kick on the fuel quick so it can fill up again before it fills up and overflows. I just want this thing running. Let's get this thing fired up. After 5 months, here we go. Okay, this is it. Choke it. Here we go. Give it a couple slow kicks. Get everything going. All right, here we go. God, this thing's so tall. Kills my hip. She's gonna blow! It wants to fire up. Let me just double check for any leaks or anything. Okay, it all looks good. Try it again. Oh, come on. Oh, whew. All right, come on. It's about to happen. Sounds good. Oh my God, it sounds amazing! It sounds good, it sounds really good. I need to raise the idle a little bit. I definitely need to raise the idle. Woo! Alright. It sounds amazing. So what I'm gonna do is I'll put it back up on the stands quick. Double check everything around the engine, make sure nothing's leaking. And then I'll try and tune up the idle a little bit to make sure it idles. I'll probably double check the antifreeze, make sure that's not running low or anything. But yeah, it sounds great. So I just checked up on the antifreeze and it's still at the top. So just gotta double check that because we don't want this thing running hot and then blowing up on our first time. So one problem I'm having is I cannot find neutral on this thing. That's why the chain is not hooked up. I cannot find neutral. So I was thinking that maybe once it runs a little bit and just heats up and everything, it'll find neutral. So that's what I'm still gonna hope for. But I mean, we'll just see what happens. If it can't find neutral, then I might need to take off the side cover and check out the whole shift arm, because I don't know, maybe the teeth aren't lined up right or something when it's connected to the shift pulse. But I don't know, I'm gonna run it again. I mean, nothing's leaking at all besides the carb. 2 weeks and it still leaks. That's frustrating. I'm definitely gonna call them up and say some words. Probably gonna do 3 heat cycles, you know, just to make sure everything's good. I was hoping that I would be able to ride it around, but obviously since I can't find neutral, I can't. So I'm not gonna run it for too long while it's idling, just because I don't want to get overly hot from no airflow or anything. But let's see if this sucker will start back up. Okay, we're getting an up close start up so you guys can maybe hear it a little bit better. I've been messing around with this thing for a while, still running mint. Just one thing is I just cannot find that neutral anywhere. So that really does suck. My biggest hope that I didn't do is put in one of the gears in the transmission wrong. I'm almost certain I did because I checked it over like 10 times because I know how important that is, obviously. So what I'm just thinking is the shift arm, the little arm that comes out and goes onto the shift pulse and the shift drum, I'm thinking that that's hitting the bottom of the engine because the teeth might not be lined up correctly. So what I'm going to do is do some research and make sure that I don't just take off the side cover and the exhaust and need to go get another gasket for no reason. I'm just going to make sure that is a possibility. Look back at old videos with this and see if I see anything wrong. Or if you guys know anything, why, comment down below. I always appreciate the help. Also realize why it's not idling. It's because it's stuck in first gear. Because I'm starting it in first gear. And obviously it's not going to idle in first gear or anything. So, but once we find neutral, hopefully it will idle. So there definitely will be more videos with this before I put all the plastics and everything on. Because we still need to figure out this engine a little bit with the whole transmission. More videos will be up more constantly now because the weather's supposed to be nicer. Tomorrow's supposed to rain, but after that it's supposed to be nice for a while. So I apologize for not uploading in like a week or 2 weeks, whatever it is. But man, oh man, she is running. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna be ending it here. Let me know how you think the RM sounds. I think it sounds amazing. It is super loud, like really loud. Next to the old FMF racing muffler. I couldn't imagine how loud it would be with an aftermarket expansion chamber, because that one's just totally stock from '92. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, friends with the channel.